Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, y'all, we've had a fantastic weekend, a nice little break.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I know it's Tuesday, but it really feels like a Monday for us.
It does.
I think it's because we worked on Saturday on the roofing and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then we had to get together and all that, so.
Yeah. It definitely feels good, though, but it's a warm one today.
I know. It's like we're singing the same song every day. It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
But it is. It's hot.
It's hot.
It is. It's hot.
But today's supposed to be a really, really good day.
Yeah.
We've got a lot planned. It's going to be mainly, getting a lot of the domestics done and organized and everything else like that.
Yeah, we're going to hide from the heat today and contain it inside the house. Next week is the kids go back to school. I can't believe summer is coming to a close, and this is literally like the last week before school starts.
Nope, the last hurrah.
Yeah, the last little hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of organization that needs to happen before we can start school. We got to make our lists and check it twice. We got to figure out what the kids need for clothes-wise and school supply-wise, and just get everything back, in order, because during summer, everything kind of just goes to chaos and very normal, very typical, but
pretty typical, that's for sure.
Yeah. This school year is going to be different. Not something that we've never done before, but it's definitely going to be different.
Yes. This school year is definitely going to be a different one because we are going to start homeschooling this year.
Yep.
So this year was going to be the year that we were going to pull Julia and start homeschooling her and getting that thing, get it to where we can have our one-on-one time with Julia and everything else like that. But with the way of everything else going on out there and everything else like that, we're like, nah, we're just going to pull them all and we're going to do the homeschooling here. So it's nothing that we are not used to. Like we did really, really well with their homeschooling the last time we did the homeschooling. And they were actually above their grade and in their class and everything else like that. And now they're in the average aspect for their class. So I feel like it's going to be a lot better for them to be able to stay above where they need to be and everything else like that. Yeah.
And before, when me and Gary got married and we decided we were going to have kids and all that stuff, before our kids were even born, we always told each other, once the kids hit middle school, we're going to let them go to elementary school for a little while, depending on the school and the situation and what's going on. And then we always said that no matter what, we were going to homeschool for middle school. Well, Julia starts middle school this year. So the plan was always to homeschool Julia starting this year until she gets to high school age. And then if she decides that she wants to go to high school and we kind of reevaluate where things are and where things are going and all that, we would allow her to make that decision at that time. However, like Gary said, we decided, you know what, we're going to have all three of them home and we're going to homeschool all of them. And it's just based on our personal decisions. That's all. We think that we're going to do, we think we can do better and we can make them excel and have them thrive. Have them thrive
a lot better. And it's going to be pretty nice. It's going to allow us to be able to do what we need to do. And it's going to allow us to have a lot more of that family bonding time, as well as, anything that's thrown our way, we can take it on as a family. Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. But all that being said, this week, it's the week right before school starts and regular public school starts next week. And that's why we were deciding on starting their homeschool that week. I mean, realistically, we could start it today if we wanted to. Yeah. But we want this week of, preparation for that. We still got a lot of work we're going to be doing on our cabin. Our kids are going to be around for all of that. It's not going to hinder the homeschool. It's not going to hinder our work that we have to do. But this week we wanted to kind of take a real good inventory on the things that we need in order to pursue that. Yep. And, get everybody right on track, get the house organized, all that stuff. Correct. No. Yeah. And it's going to be nice. I miss homeschooling the kids. Yeah. to be quite honest.
It was
because
nice.
that was a really nice me and the kids' time. You know, to be able to spend that one-on-one time with each individual kid on the specific things and explaining how it is and what needs to happen, and just like, you know, teaching
all
them
of it, yeah.
all of it and
Yeah.
everything else like that. It made it to where it was really nice to be able to have that, you know, one-on-one time.
Yeah, and we are absolutely not at all worried about, you know, the number one thing that people always throw at you is like, oh, your kids are not going to be socially acclimated or whatever. Nah, there's so many kids in our community. They have such a huge friend group out here. I am not concerned with that at all,
No.
to be honest with you. They still are going to have they're going to have more than enough social interactions, but it does allow us to have that one-on-one time with them. And we can see, like, we know them better than anybody else because we're their parents. And we can see the areas that we need to pay more attention to and areas that maybe they're already excelling at. And I'm very, very, very excited to spend this time and have this another new chapter for our family and for the kids and just for everything. It's going to allow us a lot more freedom too, to be able to do more and to be able to, you know, take on different activities and stuff with them. So I'm excited.
It's gonna be really cool because, you know, as we're building and everything else like that, we'll also be able to bring them into it. I can run the numbers down with, you know, with Julia and the Scarlett and Abe and whatnot, but mainly Julia, right? Because of, you know, algebra equations and showing them exactly all the different mathematical aspects to it, and be able to, you know, have them see a reason to math.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't, you know, why are we doing algebra? You know, why are we doing calculus? Why are we doing like all these other things? There's nothing in there that's going to use it, you know, blah, blah. You know, adding and subtracting, sure. Dividing, sure. Multiplication, sure. But it's like, when am I going to have to times things and put things together in all these aspects? Right? Yeah,
and break it down to like more real world scenarios and stuff. But I'm very much looking forward to this new chapter for our family and for our kids and the time that we're going to be able to spend together. And being able to teach them all sorts of different things and the freedom it's going to allow, just the whole thing. It's very exciting, but it definitely puts a whole new switch on us. I mean, Gary and I, we have known that we were going to homeschool this year coming up this entire summer. We just haven't shared that with you guys. But we've discussed this. This isn't something that all of a sudden we decided. We've been sitting on this for a few months now. We were like, you know, we'll bring it up when the time comes. So
here it is.
Yeah, now's the time's here. So this week we're going to organize all the kids' stuff that they have, which actually they're working on right now. They're sorting out some of their laundry. We're going to get rid of all of their summer play clothes that are scroungy. You know, we're going to keep some scroungy clothes for like doing hard work or whatever. Like when they have to do their chores, you know, they don't want to have nice clothes on to go and clean out a chicken coop or something, right? But for the most part, we are going to get rid of the majority of their stuff because honestly, they've ruined it and grown out of it anyway. It's the school year supply time. So we're going to have them work on that. And then we're going to get, their school supply lists together. And this week we're going to go school supply shopping and finish picking up all of the hands-on things that they're going to need. A lot of their curriculum is on the tablets and stuff. We do have a really good program that we use, and we do it all on the tablets. We use education.com, and they have really excellent curriculum. I really like it, but it's not one of those ones like you as a parent still have all the control over what they're doing and the assignments that they do and stuff like that.
There's printable assignments, there's printable aspects to it, and then not only that, but we always get them books. Yes. The workbooks, the seat books. Sit down and be able to go through them. And they've been starting that a little bit here and there during the summer. We've had them like when they're getting bored and they ain't got nothing. I'm like, get out that school book. Ah. But it's not like their school book. It's their summer activity book type thing. But no, we know what we're going to do with this. I'm excited to do it. But this week is going to be a lot of preparation and I guess kind of like a reorganization and
a resetting for the shift that's about to happen for our family.
Yep.
Not only is the household dynamics going to change just a little bit, and we're going to have to get everyone on the same page with the time schedules and all of that, because you have to have a good time schedules for things with kids to keep them in track. But
Yep.
it has to work out well with what we do and how we work, right? Because a lot of times during the day, the kids will go off to school, and that will leave Gary and I time to work on what we need to work on. And I know that we're going to be able to make it all flow and work all together. But this week is all the preparation for a great execution of next week.
Yep.
So I'm excited, though. I'm really excited.
It's going to be a really, really good time.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. It's already here.
Yeah.
It's already that time.
And, as this part of our life is changing, we've reached a really good point with our build too, with, the decking and stuff getting all covered up. And now we're changing gears on that. And we're going to be working on the mudroom in the front and building on that extension. We've got other things like we talked about that we're going to be working over at Camp Life. I'm very much excited for this month because it's still, to me, the beginning of the month. Time is just flying by so quickly. But I'm still looking forward to this month being like our transitional month.
Yep.
And I really feel like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the transition, the end of summer, the back to school, the end of the deck saga for now. Transition to something else. We're kind of in transition.
Yep.
It's
a lot with it, but it's going to be really, really nice. I'm thoroughly happy with how everything's starting to come together.
Yeah.
And we're really trying to get this simple life.
We're trying to reclaim it.
Because it's been a long time coming, man.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really nice when everything's all said and done.
I can't wait.
We can live a simple life.
Well, we are right now. When it can be even simpler than it is now.
Building ain't simple. All right.
No.
There ain't nothing simple about aspects wise of this other than the fact that, it is in the sense simple of like, yeah, you can go build your own house and everything else like that, right? Like, it's the simplistic aspect of it, but it gets complicated in the aspect of the build.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to put yourself, like we exited the rat race, right?
Yeah.
We exited the rat race. And
there's nothing simple about that aspect.
No, especially when you're like born into it.
Yeah. So, but you know what I mean.
There's a lot of learning and unlearning and relearning. There's a lot of that happening. It's a total progress.
Nope.
And as much as we're, coming out here and cultivating and changing the land, we're cultivating and changing ourselves.
Yep.
And I think that's the part that we really don't talk about too much because it leaves us really vulnerable. And a lot of people are not on the same page as it. And sometimes when you get to explaining your decisions, it makes you feel as though you're like defending your position. And nobody likes to be on the defense all the time, especially when you know what you're doing is what's right for what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm really excited for all of this stuff, and change can be a very beautiful thing.
It really can. It really can.
Yeah. But we've been growing and progressing as a family, and the whole purpose for us to come out here and to do everything that we're doing, it's for me and Gary for sure, but what it boils down to is it's for our kids and for their future. And, you have to water the plant, so.
It's going to be really nice, man. I'm still blown away every now and then when I sit here and I try to think about everything that we have done and everything else like that. It's very, very proud. I'm very proud of us.
It's really
the achievements that we have made. It's
really, really hard to be like the cycle breakers. It's really hard to be the people that make the change. And how do I put this in, like, how do you say it? We try to talk super freely. it's hard to be the person, it's hard to be the cycle breaker and create something new for your kids down below. And being the cycle breaker comes with its own pressures, because when you're breaking a cycle, you're ultimately saying that you didn't like what was done for you and what was done before you. And so there are people around you or whatever that'll take that and then look deeper into that or whatever, or feel some sort of guilt or shame or negativity. But we're not about any of that. We're not about any of that. Things, like what we always say, it is what it is. Things are what they are. And we want something different for ourselves and for our children. And like we always say, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But it can be hard being the cycle breakers, and it can be hard being the, like uncharted territory. It doesn't mean that it's never been charted before per se, but maybe not as close in the circle of things as like what we are. Like we've seen it on TV, we've heard about it, we've read about it in stories and stuff, but we've never done it ourselves or been around other people that have done it themselves either. So that's what I mean by uncharted territory.
It's honestly, it's something that a lot of people try to get away from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot more common in the early 1900s, but at the same time, that's when everybody started trying to get away from the survivalist mindset of living off the land and having everything right there to where you create and make everything that you are, eating, and
it's the industrial
every
revolution,
aspect like
right?
that. It's the industrial
revolution.
Industrial society that came out, right?
And for me, we find ourselves in kind of an interesting situation because, like, with technology and stuff, I have zero. It is not in my mind at all for me to quit using technology and quit using certain advancements. I love having a refrigerator. I love having an air conditioner. I love having the internet. Yes. I love having a chicken plucker. Like, certain things, right, make your life easier, but you break it down to more bare bones than that. And I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah.
You break it down to more bare bones of that, and you look at what you use them as the tool that they were made to be instead of a crutch. You use it as a tool and not a crutch.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yes, but there is a fine line between the crutch and a tool.
Yes, there is a fine line.
And it's something that a lot of anybody in society will end up running into with that,
Mm-hmm.
But it makes it easier. The industrial era, right, made it easier for people to get those items. The food, the everything else. I mean, like, think about the Dust Bowl. It was because they industrialized farming.
Yeah.
And they made it to where now people aren't just growing a little garden in their backyard. They're going to the market to pick up food.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's the same aspect where it's like, well, now that it is industrialized, though, it does make it easier for one to make it so in their own field or anything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of pulling a plow with a donkey, a cow, or a horse, and now you can buy a tractor and go plow it yourself. You could, and like, there is certain things that there is a benefit, but there's also the hindrance of not knowing how to do it from, scratch.
Yeah.
If worst comes to worst, EMP type stuff and all that, there's a lot of that kind of stuff technology wise that are gone.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to be able to get online to be able to research something. Most people don't know how to go into a library and actually, I need to find this. So how do I find a book to be able to look it up and everything else?
It's
So
literally no fault to the majority of people,
society in
because
itself,
that's how we
and
were.
how
like, our kids'
goes.
generation,
So-
they were born with a computer in their pocket, so to speak. We didn't
Correct.
literally put the computer in their pocket, but you know what I'm
So to
saying?
speak.
Like, so to
Yes.
speak, it's right there. Information, because information is able to spread so quickly, It's a good thing because now we
Correct.
have more access to information, and more information is not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. It's now when you become dependent on it, now that's where the bad thing. Like if you can't do any math without a calculator, that's a bad thing. You know, if you can't, that's a bad thing. You should be able to know how to do stuff. And our generation and our kids below us, you know, like we were born right at that cusp, you know, being millennials. We remember a time where we had to, like, I remember a rotary phone. I remember no cell phones. I remember a time before the internet, before the home computer. I mean, the internet might have been out there, but people didn't have it in their home. I still know my best friend's home phone number. Yes. By heart right now. Yes, we remembered numbers. We had so much information in our brains. And now, like, you can't, like, people's attention span is lower. Our memories are weaker. Just the knowledge, which is such a catch-22 because we have unlimited access to knowledge in our hands, but our brains aren't working like with the knowledge. We aren't absorbing it because I think it's that complacency. Like we know, oh, I don't need to remember it because I can always look it up again real quick. Correct. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to remember it because I could just find out again really quick. And I have that bad habit. It's a worldwide, that's a real pandemic right there. I'm just saying. Yes. I'm just saying, but. So, I mean. And we can only fight little battles, chip away at it here and there, reclaim what we can. We can work at it. We can try to do better each day. Yes. And. One day, we're going to know a lot of the old timer secrets that have been lost by society. Yeah, I've been gathering books and stuff about it. Unfortunately, I've been spending the majority of my time building. Yes. But fortunately, how fortunate am I that that's what I've been able to spend my time on, right? I'm not complaining about it at all. I'm just saying that that's where my brain space has been. So I haven't really been able to look too far into it as much as I really would like to. But there's different things when it comes to medicines, to preserving food. There's so many different things that people used to use on their day-to-day business, and conducting and producing life and being self-sustainable and being not only surviving but prospering, right? And those are things that have been lost along the way as technology and society has reached different advancements. And although those advancements are fabulous, and I thoroughly enjoy a lot of them, like I'm not even gonna, but you can enjoy it, but still not be dependent upon it. Correct. And that's where we want to be. We want to be self-sufficient, and that includes our dependency on those types of things. No. So, I don't know. One day at a time, one step at a time. That's how you eat an elephant. Sorry for the rando real talk this morning, but we were having some really good conversations this weekend. We're feeling really accomplished about the deck work. I'm so happy a lot of you guys have been watching that video and been enjoying that video. I've got more to come because now that you guys seen us put up the eave, I'm going to be getting together the footage for you guys to see the video on all the zip boards going up there and for it to get finalized. We've been talking about what we're going to be doing for the actual deck part, that we are going to be decking with the composite wood. But we've been talking about a few things in terms of the deck that we'll be doing pretty immediately, before even we do the mudroom. Yep. Just to do, but we'll bring you guys along on that in a video coming soon. We've gotten a lot of plans and a lot of ducks in a row for this next bit. This has been a really good weekend for a lot of this, and our family's been doing a lot of this, and it's been wonderful. Great. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Great. So it's been a really, really good morning so far, but we've got quite a bit of stuff to do. Yeah, we're gonna go inside. We're gonna start organizing in the house. I think tomorrow we are gonna get up bright and early in the morning. We didn't get up super early today. We enjoyed today feels, like I said, it feels like Monday, just because it could even kind of feel like a Sunday, to be honest with you. Yeah. In a way, like it's got that vibe on it. I don't know. I know it's Tuesday though, but anyway, we plan to wake up early tomorrow and get busy with some more stuff that, like I was saying, we'll be bringing you guys along in some upcoming videos here soon. But we definitely got to use this week to our advantage to get all of our things in order, so that way next week when the kids are home and we're starting their homeschool and we're moving forward with all of these plans that we're making, right? And all the way that we're figuring out things are going to work, that way it does.
Yeah.
So
100%.
yeah. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this morning and spending some time with us. I know this conversation's been a little bit different, but what are you guys thinking about?
Yep.
Chime in. We'd love to hear from you guys. Drop it down in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe if you guys haven't yet subscribed. We should be back with another episode tomorrow here on Real Talk with SLR. So until then, friends, we love y'all and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.